let's do like green flags and red flags. What are some of your green flags and red flags for new relationships?
I mean, a green flag would be someone who knows what they're here to give the world. Like someone who's really clear in their mission and committed and devoted to it. Like that to me is the ultimate safety. Like if we're talking about safety in a relationship and like good life choice, that's a good life choice. Someone who can't actually be kicked off their center. Like they know this is what I'm here to serve the world with, and this is what I am here to serve my relationships with. And if someone doesn't know the answer to that question, like we are so not going to jive. We're just not. Like we won't be in the same domain. So like that would be the first green flag. And then the red flag is the opposite of that. Like someone who has no clue, like what they're doing, what they want to do. They're trying on a bunch of things, and that's not a bad thing. It's just not aligned for me. So that's why it would be a red flag, is because then that would actually hook me into that codependent pattern of like, oh, let me mother you. And like, no, thank you. Not interested.
No, we're not doing
Not
that anymore.
interested. Someone who also just has a deep devotion for serving the feminine. And I don't mean serving women, I mean serving the feminine principle. So understands the importance of going slow and honors that. And there's a lot of rushing in relational dynamics these days that, to be honest, appalls me. Like I find it such a turnoff. I'm like, someone who is really willing to go slow and values getting to know me just as much as I value getting to know them. If they're not interested in hooking into fantasy either, they have a right relationship with reality, just like I do. So that would be like another green flag. And then I think a third green flag would be someone who just has a sense of humor about life, like who can laugh at themselves, who is self-aware and can have a little fun with their humanness. And like, we don't have to take it so damn seriously all the time. Like they can be serious, but they also can see the humor of how ridiculous we can be as human beings sometimes. So I'd say like those are like some really top green flags to look for. Big red flags, someone who's not in their body. So anyone who is not in their body, whether it's a client, whether it's a date, a potential future partner, like that's a hard no. Because if they're not in their body, they're not going to be able to read the signals of your body either, and they're likely not going to honor the boundaries of your body's pace. Someone who doesn't have boundaries would also be a really, really big red flag. And things like controlling behavior, like these are kind of very baseline. Like if someone's controlling and then we're like, oh, but like he cares about me and like he's just like trying to protect me and take no.
No.
No. Hard no.
No.
And a big red flag for me now would be someone who hasn't individuated from their family system. So someone who is still plugged into these codependent roles within his family system. Like, can he stand up to his parents? Can he stand up for what's right? And sometimes that might mean going against his family system or going against like the mainstream or going against like the dominant idea in his friend circle. Like, is he actually, or they or her, whoever, like, are they devoted to truth? And are they willing to serve truth, even if it means that they might have to feel a little discomfort, even if it might mean that they might have to go through a phase of time where things are a little shaky in the family system because we're standing for truth, not codependency. And if someone is fused in their family system, like, first of all, your relationship is not even in like the top 5 of priorities, because the top priority is keeping the codependent web alive in the family system, but also everywhere else. And so that takes up so much life force to maintain, which means they're not available to serve the deeper love, the deeper truth, the deeper magic, or the deeper feminine inside of your relational container. And that would just be a hard no for me. And I think those would be like the top ones based on, the last 10 years of like my relational experiences and also doing this work and teaching this work. Like those are big ones to really keep your eye on.
I love that. There's one more that I think I would like to add to that as well, and it's the relationships with someone, the relationship that someone keeps with the people close to him. For example, family, friendships. Um, I definitely have had a pattern of being attracted to a lone wolf type character. And what I'm actually learning is to really embody the work. Like your primary relationships with people close to you should be healthy ones, and that for me is like a green flag now is like someone that has decent relationships with friendships and family, not someone that's like you know pushed people away, or doesn't want anything to do with family members for XYZ reasons.
Hmm. Hmm. Oh, that I love that you brought that and weave that in, because how someone relates in their relationships will tell you how they're going to relate to you in your relationship. Like if they can't, like as you said, like if they can't have any healthy relationships around them, or they just don't have any relationships at all, like that is a huge red flag. And again, like watching, you're going to have to watch those relationships for a while. You're going to have to experience them for a while to see what's really true. Because again, like people can put on a show, and that is exactly what dating is. At least now, it's like, let me put on my best performance, and hopefully that will rope you in, instead of let me be my most real version. And if and you bring your real version, and if we like that enough, let's see each other again.
Yeah.